if you guys don't know, the five of us are actually mastermind buddies. We're a group of people, leaders that were put together by Young Living. There were 12 of us to start. We worked together for 3 months as gold leaders, and then the five of us really enjoyed working together and thought we wanted to do a little bit more together. And we have been meeting weekly for what, 6 months now? Actually, longer than that. Didn't we start last March or something like that? For a long time. And now we are, what, 3 gold leaders and 2 platinum leaders, which is very exciting. And we meet together because we realize that we all have.
So let's see.
Okay, there we go. I just have to unmute myself. So what we realize is we all have very unique gifts, and we know different things, and we would really want to really bless each other's teams with each other's knowledge. And one of the things we're going to be doing, so you can watch out for this, is we'll be doing business training very, very soon in a way that can really enhance all of your businesses for those of you doing businesses. And now we are jumping into this 90-day wellness game changer. So I'm really excited about that. And I said we're going to introduce ourselves, and I didn't introduce myself. My name is Laura Erdman-Luntz. I live in Minnesota. I've been sharing the oils for about 4 years. I am a gold leader on the verge of platinum. I think that's probably all I need to say. Do you guys, Melissa, do you want to go next?
Yes, my name is Melissa Russo. Right now I am in Hawaii, but I usually am living in northeastern Pennsylvania, and Young Living and the products and the community and the whole company and the integrity that it stands for has changed my life. And so I just absolutely love sharing it and watching other people's lives be changed too. So thank you for the opportunity to share. And I love being a part of this group. Next. Susan, do you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Susan Johnson. I am a platinum leader from Rhode Island. Again, I am delighted to share so much with the other team leaders. It's been a really fun opportunity for us to really grow, and our goal is for you to all grow with us. So I look forward to the next 90 days and everything that we do beyond it. Trisha, you want to take it away?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Trisha Bart. I'm a gold leader with Young Living. I make my home in Spokane, Washington. I actually started my Young Living journey in New Jersey, so I have a lot of Young Living family and friends in New Jersey, and then I moved to the Midwest. We've got a huge Young Living family in the Midwest, Illinois, in that area, and now I'm here in Spokane. I've been using and sharing Young Living for, gosh, almost 10 years now, and like Melissa said, just the change, the transformation in my life. It took me a year to decide to use the products, but once I did, I dove in. And so that's what I hope, that's where I hope you are at this point, and why you're joining us for the 90-day wellness game changer, that you are ready to dive in and enjoy all that Young Living can do for you and your family. And Courtney, you want to say hey?
Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney Vogel, and I am a platinum leader with Young Living. I live outside of Nashville, Tennessee, in a little town called Franklin. And let's see, I have been building a business with Young Living for 4 years. I've been using the oils with my own family for about 7 years now. And really embarked on this to empower mothers to make wise health decisions for their families. And now that this has grown to be such an amazing opportunity for so many people on my team, I'm really enjoying getting into the part now of being able to coach, especially women in business, and to help people to create such an amazing thing that we have the opportunity to do with Young Living that we just don't have the opportunity to do with other outlets. So really excited to be here. Love all of these girls, this cross-line game plan squad of ours. These women have become just amazing friends, and we really enjoy our time together. So we're really excited to be sharing this with you guys. Laura, you want to start us off?
You bet. Okay, so let me just give you the premise of this, the foundation. This actually came from something I started about 1.5 years ago with my own personal enrollees. I actually had 3 phone calls in 1 week that woke me up to another level of training. I had 2 people who said, yeah, I tried that once and it didn't work, whatever it was. then I had someone who said, yeah, it just doesn't seem to be working. I did what you said, and it didn't work. And it got me thinking that was really on me to tell them, well, you're probably going to need to try more than just once for something to work, and or what I tell you is what I've done isn't necessarily going to work for you. There's two things we really need to think about. One is these products shift our systems. They're foundational shifts, which means it can take time. You need to stick with it over a long period of time and really play with different products and play with how you use them to really understand whether or not it is helping you. And the second thing is you have to, there isn't a very specific way that you can use the products. It's not like, take two and call me in the morning kind of thing. You have to play with your own dosage, the amount of times you use it, et cetera, in order to get the effect. So what I do is I work with people and I do 90-day wellness game changers where we meet 3 times at the beginning and we go through all the products that could possibly help, and then people pick a couple to begin playing with and to really use them, to dive in and to dedicate at least 30 days to using that product before they really assess, is it working or is it not working? So what we thought is we could dive into what our own personal expertises are. I love non-toxic living. I love creating a healthy home. So that was one I chose, and we all chose the ones that we know really well. And we thought, hey, we can help you learn more about each of those areas. Now, it is important for us to tell you that we are giving you suggestions. Okay, we're just giving you suggestions with the list that we gave you, and Courtney is going to tell you about that.
Absolutely. So there was a really great question that went up in the group the other day, and someone said, are you guys going to be giving us specific directions on how to use these products over the next 90 days? And the short of it is no, we're not going to be. And the reason is, well, there's multiple reasons why. But first of all, it's important that you guys understand that our job is to simply lead you to something that may be beneficial for you and for your body. But our job is not to diagnose, to treat, to prescribe. So we will avoid anything that gives the appearance of doing something like that, because that's not our job. We are not doctors. We are not able to give that type of medical advice, legally speaking. But also, we want for you guys to really learn to take control of your own health. That's the beauty of what we have the opportunity to do with Young Living, is to be able to take control of things for ourselves. And that's what we really want for you guys. So everything that we are suggesting to you guys throughout this 90 days, it's literally just that. It's a suggestion. The beauty of that is that you can kind of pick and choose what resonates with you, what you want to do, and you can take it from there. So if you don't want to use Essential Zyme 4, okay, cool, great. What resonates with you? What do you want to use? You can just pick and choose what you want to do and go from there. So we will not be prescribing. We will not be giving specific directions, but a couple little hints that we want to share with you guys. First of all, if you'll notice, the vast majority of Young Living supplements are meant to be used in a 30-day period. So if you look at, for instance, Sulfur Zyme capsules, there's 300 capsules in a bottle. Okay, if you follow the directions that are on the bottle that say 2 a day, you're probably not going to get through that bottle of 300 capsules in a month. So maybe you want to go up from there. Maybe you want to use a little bit more. Do whatever feels right for you. As Lindsay Elmore always says, the pharmacist, if you're not following her, you have to be. She's hysterical, but she's a wealth of knowledge as well. She's always telling people, start low and go slow, right? So just take it easy. Start out slow, start out small, and then increase from there as you feel led. Whatever you feel like may work for you, that's exactly what you should do. So there have been some people that have said, well, I don't, I can't spend the money on this time, and I can't do this. I'm not going to do anything. No, take an aspect of it. Just take one product that you want to use and start with that. Even if you just want to be in this group for education, there's going to be such an amazing array of information and education that's shared with you guys over the next 3 months. So even if you're not embarking on it right now, that's okay. We still want for you to join us because we want to provide the education to you guys so that maybe this is something you want to do at a later time. Use your intuition throughout this process and just see how your body's responding. All of our body chemistries are different, right? So we have no idea what it's going to look like for you as opposed to what it looks like for us. So use your intuition, trust your body, trust your instincts. Also, if you are not on Essential Rewards, especially with this, you're going to be really missing out. So for those of you who are brand new, forgive me for those of you who have been with us for a while, but those of you who are brand new, Essential Rewards, or ER as we like to call it, is the fully customizable wellness box delivered to your doorstep every month from Young Living. So you can choose what goes in there every month. No, you do not have to get the same products every month. It is completely free. You just have to spend 50 PV every month, which is essentially $50 before tax and shipping. And you're going to be rewarded for doing that. So you're going to get 10% back on the products that you buy months 1 through 4 of enrollment. You're going to get 20% back months 4 through 24, and then 25% back from months 25 onward. So that's a huge savings. So if you guys are doing this and you're spending $190, $250, $300 PV, even just 50 or 100 PV, you're leaving money on the table. If you're not using Essential Rewards, you're going to get discounted shipping. You're going to get preferred status. Who noticed that White Angelica is back in stock, but only for members on Essential Rewards? It's free, you guys. It's free. So you have to be on Essential Rewards for these 3 months. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Melissa, why don't you tell us how to get the most out of this group that we've created?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to. So we have 8 different programs going on. Which could absolutely be overwhelming. So, and I also had a lot of people saying, oh, I want to do this one and this one and this one. 2 things. It's amazing to look at the products that cross over. So if you might be interested in 2 or 3 and you really look at the products in each one, that might help you make a choice. Like, oh, I really want to do weight management, but I want to do this too. Wow, maybe I'll just maybe I'll do a little bit of digestive support with my sleek program, or there's so much with the brain health is carrying over into the digestive system and the core nutrition. It's incredible. However, I invite you to stay focused for sure. Print out the PDF that's in the files and make a very solid, focused plan, because we want to be like laser beams rather than big flashlights. So we really make very solid goals and see results. Also, so you don't get overwhelmed, I want you to see in the pinned post that each one of the 8 programs has hashtags. So if you go on to the Facebook page for the 90-day Wellness Game Changer, right in the search bar, if you put in the hashtag of whatever your program is, then you will have a really personalized feed and it won't be overwhelming to you. And yes, some of the things that we'll post will be applicable to maybe all or just 1 or 2 of the programs, but that way you're not going to be overwhelmed. And I really invite you to be engaged. Make sure that after you read the pinned post, you introduce yourself. Let's really start to create a community, because 90 days is a long time. And how many of us make New Year's resolutions or things like that and after a week fall off? A group like this is going to give you the inspiration, the support, the accountability, the fun, depending on what your personality is, the education, the re-inspiration, so that we could really stay with this for 90 days. And just like Laura said, like that's what we really need in order to make some changes, especially when working with body systems. So I think that that's just about everything. And I'm really excited to be a part of this with all of you. So I'm going to pass this on. Who's next? Is it Trisha or Susan? Did I freeze?
No, I forgot to unmute. It says the host would like you to unmute. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to talk a little bit about what you're going to find. So through this 90 days, there's going to be a lot of education available to you. And that's why those hashtags are so important, because that way you can just pick up what you need. Each one of us will do some type of a live post once a week on the topic that we're doing. But there'll be other times where we might post more or suggestions or things about the products. So you want to kind of keep coming back, taking a look so you can see what's going on. It's also a great place for you as participants to post questions. But what we'd love for you to do is, if, let's say you wanted to talk to me about digestion or ask a question, when you go in and ask the question, if you can put hashtag DIG, because that's what digestion is, and then ask the question, or at least put my name in it, you know, at Susan Johnson, so that we can go in and answer those questions, and we can people can keep coming back to that feed, because if you have the question, someone else probably does. And again, when we talk about questions, you know, as I learned from traveling with Gary for so long, remember, we can't diagnose, treat, or cure, but we can answer questions about a product, not necessarily about how you work with the product. So just remember to kind of keep them very general so that we can keep the post compliant. We'll also do a Zoom call at the end of every month to kind of wrap up the month and then talk a little bit about the next month. One of the things you'll notice if you've printed off the PDFs is that for some of us, the products that you take the second month are actually different from the first month. So we might talk about that a little bit. And we'd also like for you to tell us your successes, things that you found. You know, if you're working with the brain health, did you find that you have less brain fog? If you've done something great in your home with the healthy home, show us it. Tell us what your successes are, because that's really important to us moving on. And more importantly, I would say to everybody out there, get yourself a little journal, because people forget how they feel when they start a program. And if you actually take the time to journal a little bit every day about how you feel and what changes are happening, you'll be really amazed at what that does. So even rate your health, rate your things like brain fog or digestion or whatever it happens to be, your hormonal health, so that you can really take a look, because over 90 days, for some people it might be quick, but for other people it might be a longer journey and less subtle. I always liken it to, for those of you who've had kids and you know, you saw somebody after about 90 days and they look at you and you go, oh my gosh, you know, your baby's gotten so big, and you're thinking, gosh, it doesn't look that big to me. It's because you see it every day, where when you come back and go back at that 90 days, you're always surprised at how much has changed. So keeping a good track of what you're doing is a great thing. So I think that's it for me. I think I am going to pass it off to Trisha. I will say this, those monthly Zoom calls, we do plan to do a giveaway at every monthly call. So you want a giveaway, those guys that love those blues out there that love those giveaways, we will be doing giveaways. So you do want to jump on those calls so that you can be the lucky winner of our giveaway. So Trisha, I'll pass it off to you.
And what I want to share with you tonight are some tools to help you through this process. We talked about that PDF for you to print out, and Susan mentioned a journal. If a journal isn't your thing, there's a real quick chart in there where you can write down which products you've chosen to use each month and just make some notes about how you feel each week as you're going along. This is actually something that I did myself when I first got started. And as Susan said, you don't necessarily see the change. For those of you that love setting goals, there's a little space on top there for you to set some goals for this. You know, how do you want to feel at the end of this? How do you expect to feel at the end of this? Make sure they're SMART goals. If we go with a little ooh-la, make sure they're SMART goals. So they're specific, they're measurable, someone's holding you accountable, they are realistic. Okay, so we all know, or I hope you have experienced the Sleek program. If you haven't before, I hope you're doing it for your 90-day Game Changer. We know the Sleek products work, but be sure you're setting a realistic goal for yourself on your healthy weight management for that 90 days. And time, well, we've given you a time frame, right? We've given you 90 days to see some of those changes. So go ahead and write down some goals for yourself. Make it easy for yourself to remember to use your products. Most of the Game Changers are about nutritionals, right? And it can be a change for you if you're not used to using nutritional products on a daily basis. You may want to invest in one of the Core Vitality cases from Young Living. What makes this really awesome compared to just something you might pick up at the drugstore is that there's an extra spot here for your veggie caps, and there's space for putting your vitality oils in here that you might be using. There is a little plastic holder so you can fill your veggie caps, and some slots like for carrying your essential zymes for in there with you. So, but at least think about setting up your nutritionals for at least a day, maybe for an entire week, so that it's super easy, and put them where you're going to see them. If you need to, write yourself a Post-it note and put it on the coffee pot or wherever it is you go first thing in the morning, so you remember to actually use the products. If you love to do things like this, check it off every day. Give yourself a great big star in your calendar that you remembered to use your products that day. I ask you to encourage buy-in from family members, right? Sometimes that can be a sticking point. Someone may say, you're doing this. Why are you doing this? It's so simple to say, I'm on a 90-day wellness game changer because I know I can do better and I'm worth it. Just tell people that straight out. Who knows? They may want to join you on the program. Track your experiences, like we said. And for goodness sake, a lot of our programs are about nutritionals, but use your oils to support you on this journey. We mentioned white angelica. Oh, thank goodness it's back in stock. Consider that happy oils, a group of 4 oils that I mentioned in one of the early posts. It's Valor, Harmony, Joy, and White Angelica. You will be amazed at how these just lift you up and help support you through this process. Or use your Ula oils. If you don't have the Infused 7, go for Balance, Grow, whichever motivates you through this process. If it's Highest Potential, Magnify Your Purpose. Maybe you need a little clarity as you're going through this. Remember, your body is going to be making shifts and changes. So let your intuition pick oils that will help support you, but absolutely use your oils to support you through this process. And then find a way to reward yourself. Because we're talking about wellness, it may not be a food reward, but let it be something like some alone time for yourself. Maybe schedule an appointment for a raindrop technique session with a friend, or schedule a date night with your honey. Whatever would be a reward for you. Maybe it's just time away from everybody else. Whatever is a reward for you. And speaking of rewards, let's pass this over to Laura. I know she has a giveaway for us tonight.
I do. Did we to figure out how we were going to decide who was going to get it?
I had written that we were going to do a raffle of everyone that was on the live call.
So I tell you what, it's going to be a mystery, FYI. We are going to give mystery gifts to all. So you're going to know when you get it. So when you do receive it, post a photo of what you get. So we will raffle. I actually just took a screenshot of everyone, but you know what? It might be easier. There are a bunch of you who have phone numbers, and I don't know who you are. So maybe if you could, does anybody have an idea? What's a good way to do this? I do.
Let's have someone pick a number between 1 and 45, and as long as it's not one of us, they're our winner.
You could always have Siri do it.
Siri.
But how do we figure out who picks the number? So right now,
Laura, close your eyes and pick a number between 1 and 45.
I got it.
Okay, what is it?
27.
27. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 25. I see Vanessa Sokic, S-O-K-I-C.
That's my best friend.
You're amazing, Trisha.
Okay, well, I need your address. So get it to me, Vanessa. You can do it via Courtney if you need to, or Courtney, maybe you could send it to me. And you got a nice little gift coming to you.
That was so exciting.
I thought you were having everyone pick a number in their head, Trisha. I'm thinking, how's that going to work?
Hey, I
noticed that you're the green and I'm the blue.
I noticed that there was a quick question about digestive health. I'm the one that's going to be working with digestion. It's a great big subject. And if you don't really know what your digestion goal is, don't worry about it. We're going to talk a lot about digestive health this week. And this is not something that happens in 1 week. Digestive health is truly a 90-day thing. There'll be changes that'll happen slowly over the next 90 days. So sit back, relax, don't worry. If you know you want to work on digestion, we'll be able to figure that out over the next week and a half, and you'll be able to set some goals as to what you want to accomplish.
This is meant to be a patience. The reason we're doing it all together is to help you be patient and to really let yourself have a foundational systemic shift in the next 3 months, or at least start. it may take longer. I mean, for some of us, the challenges that we have, we've been working on it for decades. So it might take some time for the body to get to its balance point. So, all right, does anyone else have anything else you want to add?
There was a question about if you're new, how you decide. So if you, we filmed a whole bunch of little 2 to 5 minute chews at the beginning of when we first launched the page. So you could go back, I think if you search chew, that was in every single post. And in each one,
chew.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about 1 or 2 of the different options that you had in those chews. So if you watch those, there's 4 or 5 of them. I think it might help you decide as well.
There was a question about essential zyme versus essential zymes 4.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. Great. So
Yep.
Susan will discuss the difference. I posted a video a couple of weeks back now from Dr. Lindsay Elmore talking about the different enzymes that Young Living offers. They're all amazing. Yes, they do serve slightly different purposes and have slightly different enzymes in them. I personally think of Essential Zyme and Essential Zyme 4 as pretty interchangeable. So if you received one instead of the other, it's not an issue at all. I think you'll do great with whichever one you chose. But
Yeah.
Susan's going to go into that in more detail during the Game Changer.
Yep. And again, you take them for this month. You can change out next month whether you want Essential Zyme 4 or Essential Zyme. Very easy.
All right, y'all. We are so excited to play. So excited. There's my Minnesotan coming through. We are so excited to be sharing this with you over the next few months and joining you and walking side by side, because each of us is doing one of them too. So we are going to be walking side by side with you as we go down this wellness journey. So if any of the leaders, do you guys have anything else you want to say before we close?
Oh, good. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to it.
Welcome aboard, everyone. All right. Well, stay tuned. I would say check into the Facebook page every 3 or 4 days and check in and see what's going on. You can click on your news feed and read it. We'll announce the Zoom call as we get closer with the topic, and let us know if you have questions.
All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Happy New Year, everyone. Woohoo!
Aloha.
Aloha.